Hello everyone, it's Paola. Welcome back to my art and graphic design channel. Follow me on Instagram. I'm posting over there a lot, and I had a lot of info over there recently. I was on Adobe Live. There was a lot of stuff happening. You might have missed it. So welcome to today's video where we are updating my contract and invoices in my freelance design career, what I use as a designer. So maybe you are looking into how to get started in a contract or invoice or what you need to have in it. And I did a video on this like years ago now, and the info is pretty much the same because it works really well. But I recently rebranded, so definitely go check that video out. And I want to add the new elements and kind of redesign it, but kind of go over the info that's in there. It is warm in here, but let's go into everything. Let's do this. Okay, so let's go into the contract right away. The contract has a lot of different parts, so I'll go into them. And this also applies to international. It's not just US based, or now I'm Australia based. So like I said, it works across different countries. It's just a very general thing that you can use to protect yourself, have your clients sign, and it just helps everyone involved. So first, what's changing? I'm going to be changing the logo. The logo is my initials. I'm going to be changing it to my updated initials. I think that works, and then I'm gonna put my type-based logo at the top of the second page. So yeah, a lot of the same layout. I mean, not a lot changes, but I also am going to change up the typefaces here in all of the design and then get rid of that pink. Pink is no longer one of the brand colors. I mean, there's a really bright pink, but yeah, it's not one of the main colors, like this soft pink, so I'm definitely changing that as well. I've chosen a typeface that I think complements my logo really well, and I just feel like it looks a little bit more elevated for the contracts and for the invoice, as you'll see. And yeah, it just is a really nice fresh take on it, and I think that's the main reason I just wanted to update everything and make sure it's all up to date for new clients. And then even with my invoicing for brand deals and stuff, I send that invoice. So on the first page of the contract is a little bit of my info, a little bit of my client's info, and then a project description. What's the scope of this project we're working on together? What are we collaborating on? And what are we creating? It then goes into a provisional breakdown, which just has the overall price that they're agreeing on in the contract, even though this is not an invoice. And then a proposal breakdown, which includes everything that they're getting in this branding project or whatever project it is. And then along with that price, what that also includes. I used to have my phone number and a little bit more info for me on there, but I don't think that that's necessary anymore. I feel like for safety reasons, it's not as necessary. I'm not doing really like personal phone calls with my clients, mostly meeting like online, doing like online meetings, video calls, or emails. So the second page is really the breakdown of the contract. If you are wanting to know, here we go. There is a fee schedule, which just breaks that down. 1/2 is due at the beginning before any design work is done. And I think that's so important as designers that you do get paid upfront, at least for what you're working on, especially if things change throughout the project. I also have listed that the fees are estimates and that there will be approval if this fee goes above 10% more than what is agreed on initially. Usually it does not change, but this really depends on the project, especially if you're working with a company. It's just to protect you. Changes is about what is added and if it's outside of the scope of the project, how much that'll be per hour, if the client is wanting more work done. And I'm actually changing this section to $90 an hour, 80 or 90. I'm deciding right now basically because 40 is just not gonna cut it. I'm an experienced designer and I've been doing this for a long time, so it's a higher rate now. Ownership, this is a huge part of contracts. All of the rights will stay mine, all of the project work and process work. The final artwork will become theirs once the final payment is made, and then they are free to do what they want with that style and design. I also have a section here on suspension or cancellation of the project. This is due to specific things that I have listed out here, but you know, it's really subjective, but it's good to have in there in case something does go south. I've had things with clients before and I've been able to, you know, mention this part of my contract as, hey, you signed this and this is something that is an issue. And then I just have the signature section, which is where I sign and the client signs and dates. Usually to get them to sign, I know I get this question, they can sign it digitally, just like on Adobe PDF, Acrobat, whatever they use. And just even like the computer PDF, you can still like type it out and just have your name typed, printed. It doesn't need to be like a formal signature. That is still binding because they sent it back to you. You have all that written down over email. But yeah, and then they can also like print it out and send it back like hand signed. That's totally fine too. So yes, only slight changes need to be made really. It's mostly about the design and the look. But yeah, like I said, I've just changed a few things in there just to update it a bit. So let's move on to the invoice. The invoice is definitely about updating the look rather than the content. I did again used to have my phone number on there. I'm just not putting that in anywhere anymore. It's just not safe for me anymore. But yeah, I am going to be updating the logo and the look and some of the type choices in here. So I do kind of have it laid out in a funky way, but I really like it. I use it for everything, not just my client work, but also I guess clients I work with for my YouTube channel, like brands and companies. I send a formal invoice for the collaboration that we do. And this is just a really, really helpful document that I have. And yeah, it doesn't really need big updating because of what it is. It's usually I just kind of modify. With some of these brands, we don't really have a due date for payment. That it's kind of up to them. It's not really up to me. I'm more of like the independent worker for them. But yeah, but with clients, you definitely want to keep that due date and, get the project description in there and the quantity of design services. That's more specific for clients. And yeah, hopefully that helps you kind of lay it out if you're trying to lay out yours. You don't have to have it in a very creative way. You can have it very like easy and just easy to read, laid out, like very simple. You don't have to have any color. You don't have to have anything like this, but this is mine. This is what it looks like. And this is how I've updated it. So yeah, also I made sure to change in my invoice that it is a 2% fee for late fees of the project amount, where that's in my contract. So it's not actually just like a one-off late fee. I did change it because it really depends on the project, like I said, with brand deals and stuff. But sometimes I don't even put that for brand deals because it's really up to them. So like, yeah, I change a lot of different things per project and per person. But for clients, I would say definitely keep the same language from contract to invoice. I definitely didn't want to change too much because what I have been using for these past few years has worked. So I'm gonna keep going with it, and I just changed mostly the look, and I thought it was a good time to, refresh and show you what I use, and hopefully that can help you out. This is probably a better way to do it. I probably rambled on way too long in my old video, so yeah, this is the updated version for 2023. It's great. So yeah, let me know if you have something in your contract that you think I should add, and maybe you can help other people in the comments. I hope I helped you. Okay, everyone, if you liked this video, please give it a like. It really helps my channel. My channel has been slow going, but we are getting closer and closer to 100K, and it's just making me so happy. So yeah, I will see you soon, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Okay, bye! I am so warm right now. Y'all have no idea, it's like 90 degrees outside. Living in that southern hemisphere, it'll change your life.